Hey girl, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I installed these beautiful clip-ins from Curlsqueen. So if you've been wanting to try clip-ins on your natural hair and you want to see how I did mine, then keep watching. Everything from Curlsqueen came neatly packed in this beautiful box, and we got some essential tools, especially this curl defining brush that I ended up loving so much. They also included extra clips and this really cute satin bonnet. Now for the actual hair, this is Curlsqueen's Water Kinky Coily clip-ins in 18 inches. I got their 4A, 4B texture, and I think it was a perfect match for my natural hair. Right out the bag, the curls were absolutely beautiful, and I just loved how defined the curls were. This is all the hair that came in the bundle, and it was more than enough to cover my entire head and still give a full look. I got 2 pieces of the 5 clips, 2 pieces of the 4 clips, 2 pieces of the 3 clips, and 4 pieces of the 2 clips. And this is just a close-up of how each of the clip-ins look and just how easy it is to open and close the clips. Now let's get into the hair prep. I washed the hair beforehand using the same products I use on my natural hair, and I was honestly so impressed by how well these clip-ins mimicked my real hair, because bear in mind, this is what the curls look like originally. You can really see how shrunken the curls are, but trust, as soon as you put some water on this hair, that's when the curls really elongate to give you that 18 inches, and you can really see that water coily texture. I finished up with some conditioner, and this is the first point where the brush came in handy. The hair was pretty easy to detangle because, as you can see, the brush is literally gliding through this hair, okay? And this is all the shedding that I got after detangling. As you can see, it's very minimal, and I think that speaks so much about the quality of these clip-ins. I moved on to drying the hair in a basic white t-shirt, and then I followed up with my blow dryer for a couple minutes on the medium setting. Next up is prepping my natural hair. I also started on freshly washed hair, and I decided to stretch my hair just a bit to make the braid down easier. I'm a middle part girly through and through, so I sectioned off my leave out for the middle, and I also left some hair out on each side just to make sure that the final result looked very natural and seamless. For the braid down, I didn't really go in depth with it, but basically what I did was to braid the rest of the hair straight back, and to conceal the end, I just used a crochet hook to loop them back into the braids wherever they fit. Whenever I'm working with curly hair, I personally prefer a bulky braid down because I just think it adds to that natural look. And now my hair is prepped and ready to install the clip-ins. Where you place your clip-in is based on your head shape and the look that you're going for, so you may need to tweak the layout I used a bit for the best results. But I basically started with the 4 clips directly at the back, then the 5 clips on top. It does take a little bit of mixing and matching to find the best placement, but all in all, I would still say it's a pretty easy install. Directly above the 5 clips, I used the 2 pieces of 3 clips, and that's because the 4 and 5 clips didn't really fit that well in the space. I followed up with the 4 clips after that, and then I used the 5 clips to finish off the back. In terms of the space between each of the clip-ins, I didn't really use a method for that. I literally just winged it. But the beauty of these clip-ins and why I loved working with them so much is that they're very easy to put on and take off. So if the spacing was too far apart or too close, you can literally just take them out and clip them back in. For the front section, I finished that up by using all 4 pieces of the 2 clips, and for the last 2 clip-ins, I placed them parallel to where my middle part would be, and that was just to ensure that the hair that I left out in the middle would cover them and prevent them from showing. This is what the hair looks like after installing all the clip-ins in its undefined state, and this is what it looks like after defining the curls on one side. You can really see that difference in the texture. The curls were given very much juicy, and I absolutely love that wash and go look. So let's get into how I define the curls on the other side. When I'm defining curls, I definitely prefer to work in small sections, so it's no different here. Water should really be your best friend when it comes to defining curls, so I started with that. Then I did some finger detangling just to kind of activate the curls before going in with the mousse. 2 pumps of the mousse was all I needed to define these curls, and I absolutely love that. And this process is a whole lot of finger detangling, using the detangling brush to define the curls, and finger coiling as well for that extra definition. And that's basically all I did to define the curls for these clip-ins. Moving on to my leave out, I made sure to get my middle part nice and straight. If you know me, you know that I don't play about my middle part. I did move on to defining the curls for my leave out on one side and also blending it with the clip-ins, and this is what it looks like after I was done. So for the other side, I used mousse as well, but I needed more hold for my natural hair. So after applying the mousse all throughout my leave out and going in with a detangling brush, I did also go in with a strong hold gel. And then I did the same finger coiling to really help with defining the curls for my natural hair. This is what my leave out looked like when it was fully defined, and to blend my hair with the clip-ins, I basically just took a piece of my hair and a piece of hair from the clip-ins, and I very loosely twisted both pieces to about the middle, then I finger coiled the end. And this is what my leave out was looking like after I defined both sides and blended it with the clip-ins. It's looking very natural, which is exactly the look that I was going for. For the finishing touches, I just went in with my diffuser for a couple minutes. Then I kind of trimmed the hair up a bit to make sure the ends were even. To know me is to know that I love when my curly hair has a little volume. So after trimming up the ends, I also went in with my pick. I didn't do too much because the hair was already nice and big and fluffy, but I just wanted to add a little bit more razzle dazzle, and that I did because I absolutely love the end results, and I'm honestly so obsessed with how natural this hair looks. Like, you literally can't look at me right now and tell me that this isn't my natural hair. I love everything about these clip-ins, from the texture match to how easy they were to work with. So if you've always wanted a fluffy wash and go look, but you know, you just don't have enough hair like myself to get the look that you want, I would definitely recommend trying these clip-ins from Curlsqueen. You can feel free to check out the details that will be in the description box below. And if you've made it this far into the video, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, tell me how I did with these clip-ins, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!